Hello, this is the instructor's introduction for the body, gender, and identity. So we're going to start off looking at a really cool video. It's about 4 minutes long that reviews the concepts of Frida Kahlo's way of kind of self-identifying with her own feminine and masculine parts of herself. So, of course, take the time and read the text that I've put on each page, but if there is a required video, I strongly encourage you to watch it. It will only help give a better foundation for the learning unit. The overview of activities, what we're going to be covering, talking a little bit about how the body is referred to as beautiful and how that's been defined over the last, let's say 200 years or so. Of course, you're going to want to review the required readings. There's a weekly quiz, 2 discussion posts, and these are quick links to the 3 lectures that have audio for this learning unit. And then I've also included a page that has all of the lectures, and that's for your research convenience. So our first lecture is part 1. It's about beauty. And I'll be talking a little bit about the different ways that the body has been defined beautiful, specifically due to your own personal heritage and culture, and then how we are inventing and constantly changing how we define the body as beautiful. So I've got a handful of videos for you to check out that also consider throughout history how we've defined the body and then made different maps and used terminology from different eras to define the body as beautiful. We'll also be in the second lecture, part 2, I'll be talking about performance. And so this is a really interesting lecture where I talk about how a lot of performance artists use their own bodies as like their tool, almost like a paintbrush. If you're a painter, you use a paintbrush. If you're a performance artist, sometimes you direct other people to visually act out or navigate whatever your message is. But a lot of performance artists use their own bodies, and so their own body is then the vehicle for their self-expression. So I'll be introducing you to some artists that work in this manner, and you'll want to listen to the PowerPoint lecture with audio. And then the third lecture is a little bit about identity. Kind of thinking a little bit about how we have our biological sex and how now we also have our own gender identity, your personal expression of whatever identity you feel most comfortable identifying with. And so there's a lecture, it's about 17 minutes long, and I've pulled out some of the required videos regarding Cindy Sherman. And then this is a link to a video that's really interesting for the artist Yaki Shira, who also does some interesting work about her personal heritage and the ideas around sexuality. And then here I've just put all 3 lectures with the PDFs on one page. It just makes it convenient for you when you're working on your essays and or the quizzes to have everything readily available. And some great links that I encourage you to check out. The history of representing the body in Western painting, if you wanted to have that kind of historical perspective, and that might be helpful for the discussion posts as well. So these are helpful links that I encourage you to check out. The first discussion post is a little bit about how different artists have constructed this idea of the female identity. So you're going to want to watch this 6-minute video where I go over all the requirements, the various prompts. I've got some links here that I talk about in the video, and then the required videos from outside sources that will help you be able to respond to the prompts thoughtfully. And then, of course, the vocabulary for this learning unit. So just a 1-minute quick video where I go over the requirements, and they're stated here. And then finally, the weekly quiz as well is available. So I hope you enjoy the information that I've gathered here when we start to think about the body, gender, and identity, specifically through the lens of how artists reference these concepts in their creative process and then their artwork that they make with specific messages about these concepts. If you have any questions, just feel free to shoot me an email via Canvas and I'll help you out if I can. All right, thank you so much.